Hey, it's Daniel Lee, Project Coordinator here at Jay Jung Architect. And today I want to walk you through something that sounds super technical, but actually affects almost everyone living in Vancouver. It's called the Official Development Plan, or ODP. And yeah, I get it, it doesn't sound very exciting. But trust me, this is something that's going to shape how the city grows for the next 30 years. And whether you're a renter, homeowner, investor, builder, or just someone trying to make sense of where the city's going, this is worth paying attention to. So let's rewind a little bit.
Try to hear from people about where they are in their daily lives right now, as well as what their hopes and concerns are for the future. So,
back in 2019, the city of Vancouver kicked off a big public engagement process. They talked to residents, ran surveys, held open houses, you can name it. The goal? To build a shared vision for the future of the city. After a couple of years and a ton of input, they pulled everything together into something called the Vancouver Plan, which City Council approved in 2022. Now, the Vancouver Plan was a big deal. It was the city's first attempt at creating a unified citywide plan for land use, housing, climate, and more. But here's the catch. It wasn't legally binding. It was more like a roadmap than a rulebook. That all changed in 2024 when the province passed the new housing laws. Basically, they told cities like Vancouver, hey, it's great that you have a plan, but now it's time to make it official. So now, Vancouver has to turn the Vancouver Plan into a legally binding ODP by June 2026. And that's where we are now. The city's in the middle of that process. The first draft of the ODP will be released in the late 2025, and once approved, it will become law. So what's actually in this plan? At the core, it's built around the three big ideas: more housing options, a stronger local economy, and a healthier environment. Let's start with housing. Right now, a huge portion of Vancouver is zoned for single-family homes. The ODP is changing that. We're talking about multiplexes up to 6 units, low-rise rentals, and more choices from different kinds of households. Young families, seniors, students, and everybody else in between. The idea is to open up neighborhoods that were once limited to just one house per lot, and to let more people live in the same space without losing the character of the community. On top of that, the plan focuses on creating what they call complete neighborhoods. That just means building places where you can actually live your life without having to drive everywhere. Imagine being able to walk or bike to your kid's school, your go-to cafe, the grocery store, or the park, all within 15 minutes of your home. Then there's the economy. Right now, half of the city's jobs are crammed into just 10% of the land. The ODP aims to spread things out a bit more, supporting local businesses in more neighborhoods, adding office spaces outside the downtown core, and giving people the chance to work closer to where they live. And of course, no modern plan would be complete without tackling climate change. The ODP puts a big emphasis on green buildings, public transportation, restoring ecosystems, and protecting big natural areas like parks, trees, and waterways. The goal is to make the city more resilient while reducing emissions at the same time. You've already seen these ideas in action. In residential areas, the city already approved new zoning rules that allows for more multiplexes, even on traditional single-family lots. In the new R1-1 zone, for example, you can now build up to 6 strata units or 8 secured rental homes on one lot. In addition to that, they're rolling out what they're calling village areas. These are local commercial hubs, places where there's already a bit of retail or cafes, and they're being redesigned to support mid-rise buildings up to 6 stories. Think of it as turning small pockets of the city into walkable, mixed-use neighborhoods. It's all about layering more houses and more amenities without losing that neighborhood feel. And let's not forget about transit. Vancouver's new transit-oriented area policy sets minimum building heights near transits. Around SkyTrain stations, for example, developers can now build up to 20 stories within 200 meters, 12 stories within 400 meters, and 8 stories within 800 meters. The idea is to make most of our transit system and help people live closer to where they need to be. To support this, Vancouver also became one of the few Canadian cities to eliminate minimum parking requirements citywide. Developers now get to choose how much parking makes sense for each project. Now, this might seem small, but it actually opens a door for more creative, more efficient designs, especially in walkable, transit-rich areas. And it's not just the big corridors and the SkyTrain lines that are changing. Areas like downtown, Canby, and even future plans in places like Rupert and Renfrew are also in the spotlight. And let's not forget about the Broadway plan, which is pretty controversial. It was officially approved by the City Council in 2022. The Broadway plan covers a huge area, from Clark Drive to Vine Street, and from First Avenue all the way down to 16th. Now, that's around 500 city blocks. The city's vision is ambitious. This 30-year plan is expected to bring around 41,500 new homes, accommodating up to another 64,000 new residents. But not everyone is on board. There's major construction happening for the subway, plus a wave of rezonings and development applications. Residents are worried about noise, dust, traffic congestion, and what all this change will mean for the character of their neighborhood. Not to mention growing concerns about gentrification and displacement. All of this comes together in the ODP. By 2026, it will be the official framework that governs land use across the city. It's going to decide where new homes go, where business can open, and how the city balances growth with livability. So whether you're planning to build, invest, renovate, or just want to know what's happening around you, this plan matters. And it's happening now. If you found this helpful and want to stay in the loop as Vancouver finalizes the ODP, make sure to subscribe. We'll keep breaking it down section by section so it's easier to follow. I'm Daniel Lee from Jay Jung Architect. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.